This is one of the very important verses. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sattva Yatra Iyate Pumana Pavrita. That Lord, He becomes manifest in Vasudeva, and that's why He is called Vasudeva. And Vasudeva is Vishuddha Sattva. Vishuddha Sattva does not mean material Sattva free from all impurities. Sometimes people think like this, that if you purify Sattva Guna, then it will become Vishuddha Sattva. Because it looks like that. Vishuddha means pure and Sattva is Sattva. So it looks like there is pure Sattva and impure Sattva. When we use an adjective to a noun, then one of the function of adjective is to distinguish it from the rest of the objects of the same class. Like if you say red flower or say red rose, so then the word red implies that it is different. This rose is not blue, it's not yellow, it's not white. It distinguishes it from the class of roses. Rose itself makes it distinguished from all other objects. If you simply say rose, then rose means anything which is not a rose. When you say red rose, then it limits it even within the class of roses, and it is only the rose of red color. So if we say Vishuddha Sattva, then it looks like that there is Ashuddha Sattva, impure Sattva, and there is Vishuddha Sattva, pure Sattva. And Sattva, everybody knows, is material guna. It is one of the three gunas of material nature. So it implies, or it is understood, that if it is Vishuddha Sattva and God becomes manifest in that Vishuddha Sattva, that means if you make Sattva very pure, then God will become manifest in that. So this is actually the understanding of Advaitvadis, impersonalists, because for them God is also within the three gunas. Beyond three gunas is only Brahman, and Brahman is qualityless. There are no attributes in Brahman. So for them Bhagavan, whether it is Krishna or Ram or anyone else, they are also within the gunas, except that they are in Sattva Guna. And they consider it as Vishuddha Sattva. So they will explain it like this: Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sabditam Yadiyate Tatra Pumana Pavita. That it is pure Sattva and it is called Vasudeva, and then Puman person becomes revealed in that pure Sattva. So if you see the sadhana, the spiritual practice of whether it is Advaitvad, Yoga or any of these paths, then their essence is actually to increase your Sattva. And as your Rajas and Tamas will decrease and Sattva will increase, then you get spiritually advanced. This is their idea. And this does not fit in the path of bhakti, because bhakti is not dependent on Rajas, Sattvas or Tamas. Although many times devotees also think like this, that if you become situated in Sattva, then you can be a devotee. But devotion is not dependent on that at all. It has actually nothing to do with any of the gunas. And this is not known to most people. Even many of Vaishnava Sampradayas, they think that you have to increase Sattva. So increasing Sattva is good, there is no doubt, because Sattva gives a facility to understand it, illuminates. And as we read in Sankhya philosophy, Sattva is leading you to light, and Rajas and Tamas, they cover you. Krishna also explains this in Bhagavad Gita. Yet, if you want to become free from the gunas, then Sattva is also a condition. That Krishna also says, Gyam Sangena Badhanati, Sukh Sangena Chanava. That Sattva also binds because it gives knowledge and happiness. That is the characteristic of Sattva. Rajas gives misery and Tamas gives ignorance. So although it gives knowledge, yet it cannot make you transcendental to itself. Therefore, our Acharya Jiva Goswami has written a very long commentary on this verse, and he has also done a very big explanation of this verse in Bhagavad Sandarbha. Just to prove that this Vishuddha Sattva should not be confused with Sattva, which is purified of Rajas and Tamas. And one of the things is that Rajas and Tamas, they can never be away from Sattva, because these three gunas are always together. Sarve sarve milita anyanya sarve sarvatra gamina. So all the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, they are always together. It is not possible that there can be only Sattva and no Rajas and Tamas, or vice versa. So there is no such possibility that it can be pure Sattva. It can be high intensity of Sattva and low percentage of Rajas and Tamas. There is no such thing as Vishuddha Sattva in the material gunas. So Vishuddha Sattva here is a name for the Chit Shakti or the Antaranga Shakti of the Lord, which actually means bhakti. It is another word for bhakti, power of devotion, because Lord manifests only in bhakti. There are 16 types of energies described here in Bhagavatam, and one of them is called the Murti. So this Murti actually refers to this Vasudeva Shakti, and it is in this that the Lord's Murti or form becomes revealed. So he said this Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Saddhatam, that this Vishuddha Sattva is called Vasudeva, and it is in this that Lord is realized. And when a person's heart is imbued with this energy, then one can have the inspiration of Lord's form in the heart. And this is what has happened to Shiva. So first line gives the general principle, and in the second line he gives a specific example. He says, Sattve cha tasmin bhagavan vasudevo hi adhokshajo me namasa vidhiyate. He says that in this very Sattva, means this Vishuddha Sattva, I am always paying obeisances to Lord Vasudeva Krishna in my mind. Manasa vidhiyate. That Lord who is adhokshaja, who cannot be perceived by the senses.